Hello, hello. If you have your North Node in Virgo or your North Node is located in the sixth house of your natal chart, this reading is for you. My name is Astrid, and I'm a psychic oracle and mentor. This is the Sacred Gray. Welcome. I have already pulled some cards, which is not the way that I usually do this, but recording this has been quite a feat, which is interesting. There's overwhelm that I'm feeling, but grasping it and directing the energy is the issue that I am channeling for you. Okay, collective. Now, I want to point some things out here in the message that I've already received. Okay, it's very clear to me that you know exactly what you want, you know exactly where you're going. But that idea of what you want and where you're going, I think has been muddled by what's going on around you. And that is a problem, right? Needless to say, there's stuff going on in your environment that is distracting you from the goal. What gives you a sense of purpose, what gives you inspiration is things that are kind of methodical and expected and traditional. And that seems to be something that's difficult to access at this time. Okay, collective. And I'm really feeling that. Now, I want to point something else out here. And this energy is what's going on around you that's outside of your control is a kind of it. This is a test to like your need for control. Okay. Right now you're being tested in how you show up in environments that are not of your own design is what I'm hearing. Okay. So yeah, Nine of Pentacles, you're very much used to having a level of comfort that is greater than what you have right now. And it's not that you lack wisdom or maturity, okay, collective. It's that you, I think, are just in a place where it's almost as if the tools that you are being asked to use right now, tools like patience and grace and poise and whatever, those are best accessed, those are best used for you when you have an idea of control or like an illusion of control. And that illusion, I feel, has been taken from you in this situation. Now, I have my charms here. I wanted to pull some for you. Okay, I have an owl, an octopus, a fan. Something about this fan is really speaking to me right now. I don't know why. It's like an old school fan. Like my grandma had one of these. I don't know if it's focusing, but it's like on a little pedestal. And I don't know why that's sticking out to me so much. The octopus is so interesting here because I actually have been thinking about octopi recently. There's a lot going on, man. There's a lot going on, and there's a lot of legs on that octopus, and that octopus is capable of balancing a lot, like at the same time, right? It's capable of doing many things, right? It's got like 10 tentacles, like 8 tentacles, right? So for you, I'm seeing this need to tap into the ability to balance things, but there's something going on here with like, I think also how it's affecting the way that you're perceived. You're really, really conscious about that. Like you feel as if people are watching you in this state of overwhelm, trying to balance all these things that are coming at you at once. Right? Like there's this feeling of like, how am I supposed to do all of these things? Right? I'm only one person. And that's the thing, is that you are only one person. You are only one person. Okay. Like you're not meant to do the job of 8 people. Okay. You're not meant to do all of these. I think the number 8 is really significant here. You're not meant to do all of these different things. And now I've got just, this deck is calling to me. This is the Archeo deck, and I want to just see what it has for you here. The star climber and the moon cat. You could be going through, and demon at the bottom here. You could be going through a kind of spiritual evolution that feels like upheaval at this time. And all of this scattered energy, I think, is just making it more and more difficult for you to get in touch with your intuition, right? So like there's intuitively like, okay, you know that you need to kind of release control in a way. You know that the way that you feel in your body is not like a recipe for effectiveness or efficiency. Like these are things that you know, okay? And so slowing down, even though it feels kind of impossible, is the requirement. I don't see anything here that would encourage your slowing down except for your own will, right? Like you have to put yourself into a place where you remember who you are and what you have and what you're capable of and what's important to you. Like you have to do that. Okay, collective? This feels urgent. Like there's pressure on this. Like there's pressure on... And I'm feeling so disconnected. Like, here's the other part of this, collective, is that like I can't help but feel disconnected in this energy that I'm getting from you. And now that I've kind of adjusted, I feel actually much more grounded. So that's interesting. So what does this collective need to adjust in their life? What adjustments can spirit advise at this time? So I heard you're not lost. Okay, you're not lost. I've got the 10 of Swords at the bottom of the deck. You're not lost. There's a lot of illusion going on around you right now. These two, this is like, this doesn't make sense, right? The 5 of Pentacles and the Empress. The Empress doesn't live in the 5 of Pentacles. That doesn't resonate for the Empress. It is very important for you at this time to use the tools that you have, like really, really use that. I know that this sounds like repetitive, but you gotta slow down and you gotta just kind of anchor into what it is that you know, okay? I don't feel that there's much going on around you that would encourage, again, you know, I've said this already, there's not much going around you that would encourage you to slow down, which exactly is the reason why you need to slow down. If there's this thing here that just keeps coming up in what I'm feeling and what I'm channeling and whatever, that like you're not getting what you need from your environments or the people around you, but it is also possible that you are overgiving. It is also possible that you are extending yourself far too thin and thus putting yourself in that 5 of Pentacles while trying to create an illusion of being in the seat of the Empress. This is a tough energy. And you keep kind of going. You keep going towards things that you feel will pay off. And I do feel that some of them are paying off, but I also feel like there's too much scattered energy for anything to really take root. Okay? The end goal here, whatever it is, I think you need to spend more time with it, right? And that end goal could just be like getting to sleep on time. It could just be, it doesn't have to be anything like, oh, I'm starting a business or I'm reaching this, you know, financial goal. That's not like it. Literally, the end goal could just be like, I'm cleaning my bathtub every Thursday. This Thursday, I'm cleaning the bathtub, right? It doesn't have to be some big grand thing. And perhaps part of what's happening here is that you are going through some big grand thing. And I'm also kind of looking at the charms that I pulled again. you are deeply intuitive with the owl here, deeply intuitive. And I can see you going through a kind of rebirth with the skeleton. And there's just, I believe in the first, because I've tried to film this a few times. One of the first cards that I pulled before putting the cards away and then reshuffling and kind of gathering myself again is it was judgment. It was judgment. And I feel that this rebirth is like you're experiencing resistance in the face of this rebirth. You don't want to let go of that anxiety or that scattered kind of posturing or that scattered way of thinking because you find comfort in it. Somehow it does something for you. It creates an illusion that you're more on top of things than you actually are. Because then we have this thing about pride. And the Tower, I feel very greatly does have to do with perhaps your public image or the way in which you're perceived. But I think it has also to do with what you perceive about yourself. Okay, we've got the Page of Wands, the Lovers, and the Sun. Now, what's this about? Can I get some more clarity on this? This is a separate situation. Okay. So we do also have what seems to be a lot of focus on your love life. A lot of focus on your love life. So it's like in the midst of all of this chaos, you have an anchor in a functional love life, right? You have an anchor in something that feels like it's growing. That's really important here. That's really substantial. And it's giving you a kind of groundedness somewhere, right? That where everything else makes you feel like you kind of just want to give up, right? Like that's kind of the biggest thing. Like you want to throw your hands in the air with a lot of things right now. And from what I can tell, this energy that you're putting into your love life, that's something that you are relentless. That's the word that I'm hearing. You're relentless in. So perhaps maybe I can get some direction. What does Spirit want you to focus on at this time in order to bring balance to other areas of your life? Queen of Pentacles, that which you provide. What does Spirit want you to focus on at this time? Strength in reverse. 10 of Cups with the 4 of Swords at the bottom. Yeah. So how do you gather yourself in this situation, right? Like how do you anchor? What does Spirit want you to focus on? Really, it all has to do with what you are providing within your immediate home, your immediate environments, and how you are. There's so much here about being, I keep wanting to say how you're being perceived. Like that's a thing here. I think you experienced a big tower there. Or like this illusion that like, oh no, they're going to see me different, right? But again, it is an illusion. It is an illusion. So it's so important right now that you really anchor into what you're providing to yourself in your immediate home environment that is fruitful and makes you feel like it reminds you, it gives you solid proof that you are of effective service to the people around you, but also to yourself. Like that needs to be brought into complete clarity at this time. Okay. The 4 of Pentacles, that which you deem worthy of preserving, right? And the 7 of Wands, very much so. That which is worthy of defending, right? Oh, this was an interesting reading, and I do feel like it should come to a close at this time. I don't feel called to pull anything else for you. I just want to say that the scattered energy it is very draining, more so than I think is immediately visible, right, to us just generally. And so the more you can become aware of it and then just take a breath, the more sustainable your actions and energetic output will be. Does that make sense? The better decisions you'll make, like just take a breath every time it starts to get up here. Does that make sense? Like that's kind of how I picture it. Like when the energy gets way up here, then that's when I need to take a breath. I don't know why. It kind of feels like flooding. Okay. I hope that this was helpful and good luck. Okay. Thank you for being here.